What's up YouTube, it's Adam from Sales Funnel Success, and yes, spoiler alert, in this video here today I'm going to show you where to get a free e-commerce sales funnel template. But not only that, we're going to dive into what a sales funnel is, why you need one, and whether or not you still need your Shopify or e-commerce store. So let's dive in right now. Alright, so the first thing I wanted to discuss with you is, just in case you don't know, is what a sales funnel actually is. So the way in which I can explain this best to you is if we just jump over to the whiteboard quickly. And so everybody's familiar already, I guess, with like a store, right? Like a Shopify store or whatever you've got, and you've got like a ton of products on like a home page or something along those lines, and the expectation is that somebody clicks on one of these products. One of the products interests them, and then they come across to another page which kind of looks like this. And I guess, what else can I show you? So you have descriptions and information and titles, maybe even some recommended products down here. Then the next page you're going to go to is you'll hit the cart, and over on the cart page it's just basically a summary of of whatever it is that you've ordered. So you've probably got a price over here, and then another button to proceed to the checkout. And then over on the checkout page is obviously where usually we've got like on a Shopify store, you've got two sides, which everybody knows, and we're entering in personal information, shipping information, and of course the all important credit card information over here. Now, the problem here is, well, one thing that you need to be aware of is if somebody wants to add multiple items to the cart, they finish on the product page, and then they come over to the cart, and then usually you'll have another option over here called continue shopping, which would generally take them back over to something like this, or a collection, and then they're going through this process all over again. Now, that's sort of the general, e-commerce store that everybody knows. Now, what I'd like to show you now is, if I can, how do I get rid of this? Oh, I can make it smaller, right. So what we use instead is a sales funnel. Now, what a sales funnel is it's a series of pages, but like what we've got here, there's so many options. There's all of these options for somebody to choose. There's most likely a menu up the top here. There's a number of other options here. Again, you've got a couple of options to go back and forth. There's a lot of opportunity for like churn here for a customer to sort of browse around and shop and possibly get bored or possibly get interrupted while they're browsing on their desktop or their phone, and that inevitably ends in them leaving the store. So what will you do with the sales funnel instead is, generally speaking, we'll have 5 pages. Okay, so we've got a landing page, we'll have our order page, upsell number 1, upsell number 2, and finally a thank you page. Now, on this page, on the first page, it's usually very, very simple. So we may have, we're likely to have like a headline with a sub-headline. Underneath that, you'll have possibly an image to explain the product. You'll have one button in order to proceed, and that's essentially it that we put on the opt-in page. At this point, the customer can either, there's only 2 options here, as opposed to when you land on a Shopify store homepage or a product page, there's so many options that they can take. Here, you can either click the button to proceed, which will take them to our next page, or they close out. And so just by virtue of not providing a visitor with so many options and distractions, we actually achieve a much higher conversion rate on the sales funnel simply by eliminating distractions. So there's a philosophy in marketing which says a confused mind always says no. And obviously what we're trying to do here is to get them to say yes. And so by eliminating distractions and confusion, there's no confusion here. They either can click that button or they exit out. And if your offer is enticing enough, they're going to click through. Now on this page, we again have a bit of a headline. We may have an image summarizing the deal that you have on offer. But essentially, the only option on this page is a two-step order form. And we do it in 2 steps because that generally converts better as well. On this page, we like to put quantity breaks for the products so people can purchase, multiple different numbers of, that's supposed to be a 4, that's supposed to be a 2. Different multiples of the product for discounts. And then once they enter their credit card information and they're clicking move on through the process, they're taken to the next page, which is our a one-time offer page or an upsell. And again, on this page, after you explain what the offer is to the visitor, generally here speaking, we only have 2 buttons. This one, that's supposed to be a button as well. This one is a yes, I'll take it. This one is a no. And when they click the yes, the credit card information is reused. So there is no need to enter the credit card information again. There's no churn in terms of going backwards and forwards through product pages and collection pages. There's really only that one option for them to either say, yes, I'm interested in this, it looks like a great deal, or no, thank you, I just want to move on. And then we do basically the exact same thing on this page. Now you can offer them an upsell if they've agreed on the first OTO page, or possibly a downsell if this was perhaps too expensive for them, or they didn't like the offer. We can put an upsell or a downsell in here, but it's a very similar sort of page where there's only 2 options for them to either agree or disagree and say no thank you and moving on. Same sort of deal, yes or no. And then on this page, we're just summarizing what the customer has purchased and giving them any further instructions down beneath here just to manage their expectations in terms of shipping durations or how to access what they've purchased. So along this path here, like I said to you before, it's a very tailored shopping experience. Carefully selected the upsell products to complement the main product offering. So these products generally aim to improve the customer's experience or their success with the initial product. So I hope that explains the difference or what a sales funnel is and how it's different to the Shopify store or any other the e-commerce store. Now, the next thing I just wanted to touch on here is, why do you need a sales funnel? So there's 4 things really, in my opinion, that are the key differences with a sales funnel, and they are leads, the conversion rate, the easy upsells, and therefore easy upsells leads into a higher average cart value. So leads, the first one, generally speaking, we make this, what can I use here? I'll just use a different color. On this landing page here, we just make this button a single button because it's what we're looking for is micro commitments from the visitor, and they click that button and it will open into a pop-up, and then that's where we're asking for an email address to proceed through the process. Does that make sense? So all they're doing here is clicking that button, and then after they submit that, they're going over to the order page. So at this point here, we're collecting an email address. So right away, off the bat, we're getting leads directly from our first page of the funnel. Whereas if you compare that to an e-commerce sort of store, you don't actually get an email address until the customer reaches down this far into the checkout process, because this is the first time they're required to put an email address in. If they abandon the cart, and then the email address is stored. So there's obviously a lot of activity that needs to happen before they get to that point, and then before you as the store owner actually gets an email to use. Now the next advantage of the sales funnel is obviously conversion rate, and I already explained up here that with all of this churn, the distraction, and the opportunity for so many things for them to click on, you'll experience a far less or a worse conversion rate on a store than you will on a sales funnel, and purely because of those reasons that I explained to you before about distraction and the tailored sales process. So as an example, the general I think accepted standard is about 1.5 to sort of 2.5% conversion rate on a store. Anything above 2.5 I think is considered quite good, but on a sales funnel we regularly experience 5% and over. So straight away right there, you're doubling your conversion rate. So if you're spending the same amount of money on traffic to send to this landing page, or usually you just go straight to this one, or this one, then it's a more efficient use of the traffic because you're converting double on a sales funnel. Does that make sense? I hope that's clear. What's the other one? Oh, the upsells. Yeah, of course. So like I was explaining to you before, again, minimal distraction. It's a one-click upsell. There's no need to enter credit card information again. And the upsells are done throughout the process rather than sort of relying on the customer to select continue to shop and heading back over to a collection page. And then finally, because of that, of course, the average cart value using a sales funnel is significantly greater. Now, one thing that people generally ask me is, or the question that seems to come up is like, do I still need my store? And so if you already have a Shopify store or a WooCommerce store or whatever, look, the answer is yes, you can still use that, but not to, my suggestion is not to acquire customers. So use a sales funnel as a customer acquisition strategy, so to bring people through the door for the reasons that we've just discussed, which is leads, conversion rate, ease of upsells, and our average cart value. So bring people in here, and then when they are therefore customers of yours, then there's nothing saying that you can't commence like email marketing campaigns. That's supposed to be an email. Sorry guys for the drawing. There's nothing saying that you can't start putting in email marketing campaigns here that would then like direct people to a store or a product or a collection page like this, or whatever the niche. Say your niche is I don't know, makeup or cat products or whatever. So you've got a specific series of items that you're looking to sell through the sales funnel, and then say you have like a stock take sale or the Black Friday sale or whatever sort of sale you've got. If you've built up an email list and you've got, say, a significant amount of customers sitting in your email list, then there's nothing saying that you can't then send them over to a Shopify store to browse the collections that you've got on sale. So, you're more than welcome to obviously keep the Shopify store up and running and use that for back-end promos. Okay, so the other thing we want to talk about is how do I build a sales funnel for e-commerce. So what I use is ClickFunnels, and what you'll see here is basically a 5-step e-commerce funnel that I like to use, and you can also access this as a free download and use it as your very own. So you build it in ClickFunnels, but what I might just do is just give you a quick walkthrough of this particular funnel to give you, I guess, a real life example of what this sort of setup looks like. So here we have a golf product, and this is just an example, right? You can consider these images and text placeholders. So this is all the stuff that gets modified for whatever your product is. And so, like I said to you before, we have a headline, a subhead, a really great image, and the option for them to proceed. That's basically it. We have a countdown timer here, and there's an optional section down below where you can insert some testimonials if you want to. You can test that, or we can just simply delete this section out quite easily as well. And then we have a nice, clean, informative footer. So like I said to you, they click this button, and the pop-up comes up, and we're saying next, tell us where you'd like this to be shipped, which takes them over to the secure order form. And so we like to have an image up the top here, which sort of summarizes whatever the deal or the offer is that you have going. But then also to reiterate that offer using text, because sometimes this image doesn't appear as good on mobile. So it's good to have that text below there, just to sort of help explain whatever the offer is that you've got going. And like I explained, we have a two-step order form here. Very clean, very simple. We have trust badges, we have our 30-day guarantee, and a little bit of imagery here around the shipping carrier that we use. Look, you could just end that page after the after this order form, sorry. If your product requires a little bit of explanation, perhaps, you can place that down here. And again, we have a section for testimonials. Once again, delete these out if we need to. It just depends on the type of product that you're selling. Same footer. Next, we're moving on to our first one-time offer or upsell page. So in this instance, we're basically putting a few different products together and combining them with some digital products to create a package offer. Okay, so however this could actually be more of the same product that you sold initially, or it could be related products to help the customer on their journey with their main product. And you'll see here it's like, yes, I'll take it, or no, this offer is not for me. That's basically it. Testimonials again, which can be removed. And finally, we have our OTO number 2, or the second upsell page. In this particular example, it's access to a members area. So this is a monthly recurring offer. But again, can be another physical product, can be a more expensive product, can be a less expensive product, whatever suits your particular niche in your offer. So you'll see here again, yes or no. Finally, we're arriving here at the thank you page, and all we're doing there is summarizing what the customer has purchased and giving them any instructions or managing their expectations around delivery of the products, and giving them some information about where to get some support if required. So that's basically a real life example of this 5-step funnel. Now, the final thing I just wanted to touch on today was how to access this particular template here, so you can take that and actually insert all of your own pictures and text and modify it very easily to create a high converting sales funnel of your very own. And so just beneath this video, I'll put a link, and what you do is click on that link, and when you do, it will open an access page to ClickFunnels. Now, if you already have a ClickFunnels account, it should download into your account straight away. And if you don't, it will take you to a page to register for a free 14-day trial. So if you just go through that process, the sales funnel will, the template here will be in your account and ready for you to start modifying as soon as you have registered your account. So I hope that's helpful, guys, and I will be signing off for now. Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you got value from it, please do not forget to leave a like and a comment below. Hit the subscribe button if you would like to be notified next time I'm releasing more videos like this one, and I will see you in the next one.